is Sean O'Connor. I'm running for General Assembly here in the 14th District. I live at 152 Hickory Corner Road, apartment 313 in East Windsor, New Jersey, 08520. Madam Mayor, members of the Town Council, and fellow citizens of East Windsor, I'm going to suggest to you what I think ought to be considered and what ought to be done on the municipal level to address our debt. We're blessed to live together in a town that is part of a country with an abundance of freedom and wealth. A country where we are allowed, for the most part, to buy or sell or refuse to buy or sell whatever we want. So, where we're allowed to declare that the media and the government have mistaken, where so long as we never steal, commit fraud or violence against any other, we are allowed to live our lives as we choose. We can only keep this blessing if we protect it. That is what I believe the function of government is, to protect the blessings of freedom and all the wealth free people can acquire. I regretfully reiterate to you tonight that there are those among us who resent freedom and wealth. Why should anyone ever resent that which enables people to live happy, peaceful, luxurious lives? Why, in the spirit of such resentment, should anyone work towards controlling and impoverishing those of us who wish to lead happy, peaceful, luxurious lives? I think the cause of this resentment is a mistaken belief that all people are entitled to whatever they want at the expense of everyone, granting no individual person the right to refuse their supposed share of the expense, except with the consequence of fines and or imprisonment. Why do I think this is a mistaken belief? There are two reasons why I am convinced indeed that this belief is mistaken. Because it does not enable any of us to reach the best within ourselves, and because it is the seed from which all tyranny throughout human history has always grown. Now, some of you may think this point I'm raising is relevant only to the federal government or to the state governments. I disagree. Why do I disagree? As I stated here last July, as I stated again in an email to you, Madam Mayor, an email you never responded to, and as I stated to you here again 2 weeks ago, as you tried persistently to stop me from saying, at which, upon the completion of my comment, you offered absolutely no response. The United States of America is in $17 trillion of debt. The state of New Jersey, additionally, is in $71 billion of debt. I have to ask each of you, especially those of you who would call to increase government spending at any level of government. Are you aware that every American, every one of us, is $53,384.80 in debt? All of us. We owe it now. Are you also aware that some of us did not personally want each and every government service we are nonetheless forced to pay for? We are forced. Are you further aware that it is immoral and actually unconstitutional? For it says in the Constitution that we have the right to liberty, which is pure self-determination. So I say again, each of us tonight is $53,384.80 in debt. Now you might say, well, no one has asked us to pay back our debt, so it's okay. While we're at it, we can spend a little more, borrow a little more, put each American a little deeper into debt. I have to ask those of you who hold this view, do you have any idea how immoral, inconsiderate, and irresponsible it is to put us all deeper into debt? Do you acknowledge the fact that America and her states and her municipalities at any time could be called upon to pay back their debt? At any time. And if that happens, we will not be able to pay it. prices and taxes will skyrocket. Virtually every American would be living the communist dream of shared poverty. And that life would be extremely unpleasant. Do you not sense, indeed, the moral obligation we have to defend ourselves against this possibility, just as we have the moral obligation to defend ourselves against terrorists and evil regimes abroad? Madam Mayor and members of the town council, we hired you to protect us. While you protect us from violence, and I give you a lot of credit for that, I am so pleased to feel so safe here in East Windsor, you do the opposite of protecting us against poverty. You are setting us up for what will be the darkest period in U.S. history since the Civil War. It will be the Second Great Depression. Now, one of you spoke to me the other week about courtesy. I am asking you now to show your constituents some courtesy and transparency. If one of your constituents tells you he or she is concerned about the debt, I ask that you have at least the courtesy to say what you think he or she believes is wrong or not worth your time. Because we hired you to do this and to treat us with respect. Ignoring the comment or saying, oh, well, that's an issue to take up with the state legislature, that's not the way a leader at any level of government should treat his or her constituents. If I were you, and somebody has addressed a concern to me, and I disagreed with it, I would state clearly and respectfully why that is so, which I have done here tonight, in fact. If I agree, I would state clearly and respectfully every action I will take to work towards solving the problem. So I am asking you, rather, I am pleading with you tonight to show your constituents something even more than courtesy. Show us courageous austerity by saying you will refuse all state aid and demand that it goes towards paying back the debt, and by saying that you will not increase spending by a penny. By a penny. Please, make our lives a little less expensive. That is what you, on the municipal level, can do to address our debt and protect us from an economic disaster. I thank you so much for your time and for listening. May God bless America, New Jersey, and East Windsor.